Let's get this guy. Damn, stop dying. No dying.
I don't want to die.
You got important things to do besides dying.
Oh, dying's not important?
Do you get angry playing some games?
Let's rage about that!
Welcome back, YouTubers and podcasters. I'm Joku,
I'm CJ.
and we're going to be talking about some of these raging games, and also too when you rage quit.
Yeah.
But before we start the episode, I would like for you guys to head over to our other channels, the Italian Samurai and Super CJ. Also to head over to our merch. You know, I know I'm gonna have a new picture, but you know, I got some new merch in there, stuff like that. Also to hit that subscribe button, give a notification bell,
Thumbs up.
share and comment down below what you guys all think about the video, and also to you guys ever smashed anything, you know, when you're raging. Obviously by the title, that's what this whole podcast is about, raging and stuff like that. What have you destroyed? What game? And what did you guys ever rage quit, if like, you know, logging out, stuff like that. So yes, please give us some more information. And if you guys do, I've been thinking about this too. If anybody's subscribed, please put down in the comments down below any topics you guys want us to talk about that we have not talked about in the past. You know, we'd love to see your guys' feedback, and we want to try to grow this community moving forward. And also put you guys in there too, please. You know, any topics you guys want us to talk about. You know, hopefully the topics you guys think about, we did. You know, if it's a movie, or cartoon, TV show, games, or just anything, you know, we'll talk about it. Hopefully we can relate to it.
Yep.
So yeah, as far as do, let's start this episode. And yeah, so I came through here, and before I start, you know, talking about stuff, I want to do two shout outs to two YouTubers, because I just watched them recently, and I noticed those guys, they, you know, little tempers can explode. Especially, I want to do a shout out to you, Dashi. I just watched you play Mario Maker 2. And trust me, there's days where your veins gonna burst.
I'm telling you.
Calm down. It's just a game. I mean, you know, just relax. Don't break a controller. You know, don't break a TV. You know, just calm down. I know you rage and all that stuff. You know.
But you know what? A lot of people like that, and a lot of times they watch Mario Makers just for that. But you do need to calm down, though. Your blood pressure is going to get too high, buddy.
Yeah, and also to Trev, you know, just watched your latest episode of your PGA Tour. I know you you tee off are good. You know, your fairway, you know, hits are good, but when you go into short, you know, your green, yeah, I know you try to come this close to the cup, you know, for a birdie, and it happens. I know you get angry, so calm down. It's just a game as well too.
I can relate to that. I mean, it is a very frustrating thing when you're like.
I remember playing the last golf game I played was the golf club.
Yeah, that's right.
That was called. I mean, it wasn't a big game, but it was just called. And trust me, you get good tee offs, you get the good fairways off, and then when you get to the green,
that's where it all falls apart.
It does. That's your money making right there. But then you get pissed off, and you're +5, +6, and then you just leave. And that's what we're going to be talking about. So, anyways, I know, talked to you a couple times in the past and stuff like that, and you said you had a lot of game rage, but some people go to a little extreme where we see videos on YouTube and stuff like that where people destroy their TVs, they throw their TVs into other stuff,
destroy their keyboards, their controllers, and
how many controllers have you broken in your time of playing games? And
only once.
One controller.
Yes.
Now, what game were you playing?
It was Cruis'n USA, because in order to get to the next damn level, you have to literally be first place. You can't be second, third, or anything like that. You have to be first. And there's been times where I was doing level over and over and over again, and it's like I'm like this close. I'm like second in the race stands, and I'm like, and I got so angry that I did it probably about 20, 30 times. And
Now-
I lost my cool. And at the time, we had no our carpet was finally removed in my bedroom of my parents' house when this happened.
You had the hard floors.
Yeah, so we didn't have there was no tile. It was just concrete floor.
You guys just painted
And
over
I took that 64 controller and I just went as hard as I could. That thing shattered into a million pieces. My
Now-
mom roasted my ass for that, but
it. When you're talking about how the game, Cruising USA, I was actually thinking that was like the most game I got so frustrated. But there is one past that. But Cruising USA was worse because, like CJ said, is that you had to be first to get, not like Mario Kart where you get second. Okay, the first, then the next one you get first place, you get more points and win.
yeah.
Cruising USA for the 64, yes, you did have to get first place all the time, and there was like 15 levels,
Something like that.
It was a lot of levels, and they just get harder and harder and harder. And
Especially only the 2-lane roads.
oh yeah, there's two boards I really hate. The one was Redwood where you had to go through the tunnel.
God, yeah.
And then the other one was in Chicago with the bridge.
Yes.
And then it was just. But the thing is that I'm sure you can relate to some of these. But the worst feeling in that game is when you're first place all the way through, and then right there at the finish line, that car comes right past you, and you're like this way from the finish line, and you get second place. Those are the ones where you just want to.
That was
rage.
actually probably what made me throw my controller, because I was probably first place and his ass just snuck right past me, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
So Cruising USA was my number one game that got really frustrating.
Oh, yes.
And then another game came out where, till this day, I still get, but I don't break my controllers because now controllers are so damn expensive.
Yes, they are.
But do you have a game that can top that puts Cruising in your second place?
Oh my God, there's actually a lot of games on, and I've come close.
And any system.
Yeah, and I think this was for the PS3 and a game you got me into. Now, it's easy when you do it on easier levels, but I was trying to go for the Platinum Trophy.
Was that Uncharted?
Uncharted 1, and when they
By the way, he is now starting the Uncharted series on his channel, so head over there and watch his first episode.
First part 1 is out
so
now.
hopefully he can actually do it again and without getting pissed off.
Well, actually, in this case, I actually just set the difficulty to normal. So, and I literally said that in the beginning, and I was like, I don't want to get frustrated at this game.
Okay, so the game, was it just
It was I put it on the brutal setting.
Oh, God. The first time?
Not the first time. This was I've already gone through the game several times, and going through it on that highest difficulty, it's like they shoot you one time, and you're either dead, or they kill you in the first shot.
Oh shit!
And it's like, oh my God, you're going through these parts, and then the enemies are just flowing, and I'm like, I had veins popping through my neck and head.
So you basically don't want to break a controller.
So I literally had to put it down several times. It took me, I don't know, maybe almost 2 weeks to finally get through that whole difficulty level. Oh my God, that just pissed me off. So because I like hunting for trophies, and I'm always going for that platinum trophy.
That's the thing is I don't go for trophies. I don't care for that stuff. Like I said, right now I have a coworker at work, and he's telling me that he has a PS4 and he's like trophy hunting. And I'm like, dude, I don't have time for that. I don't have the patience for that shit.
Yeah.
And I just want to beat the story mode, DLC, whatever, and to get done. If I did trophies, yeah, he's like getting pissed because right now he's playing Cyberpunk.
Oh God.
And he's like, I'm trying to do this, and I'm stuck on this thing for 5 hours. Like 5 hours, I could have been done this, and I'm like, I'm just like, fuck that, because I would probably break my PS5 controller, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Those things are already $80, and fuck that shit. I'm not like my friend John, who's been playing Fortnite and already broken 2 controllers playing that damn game.
Holy smokes.
When the PS5 first came out, he was like, oh, I'm getting PS5. He got 2 controllers. And then he uploaded Fortnite onto the PS5. And I remember going to his house one time to get something. I looked on his floor. I'm like, why is there a piece of your controller over here and a piece over here? He goes, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, come on, dude. He goes, I don't know what you're talking about. He literally fucking snapped that thing in half, like right down the middle, and the guts basically
No way.
Because he got pissed off playing Fortnite.
Wow.
He got so pissed off, he just broke it. I'm like, bro, those things are like $80, man. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, for real.
So, and then he went through another controller, got pissed off, and then he slammed, broke it in pieces, and I don't know. He told me it was like excuses. I'm like, dude, you don't have to tell me. You got pissed.
Yeah,
Stop playing
exactly. It's like, we know damn better.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
I'd say one of the other very hard games from the past was the Lost Levels of Super Mario.
Well, I never
Which
played
was the
those.
original Super Mario 2.
I heard that they were like the hardest. I heard people say the
And
hardest.
I'll tell you right now, I've been trying to go through that game. Even like, I think last year I tried to go through that game and it was pissing me off. Because I'm like stuck literally on the 5th world, like the 5th level of the first world.
Well, I already know like one in my top 10 would be the original Nintendo, the original Turtles.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I saw a guy on YouTube trying to play that, you know, through, I mean, multiple recordings, but in one video, like trying to go from all the way. And it's like me, if you guys ever played the original Turtles for the
You
NES.
know how hard it is.
When you get to the dam,
The damn.
and then that was it.
That damn.
It was exactly. Then it was pissed off. The seaweeds, just everything just fucks you over. You're losing turtles left and right.
Yeah.
And then once you get past that, if you luckily get past that, you have like no health.
Yeah.
You have no turtles unless you go,
unless you have like one turtle left.
But then I didn't realize after the fact, after like years going on YouTube, people are like, oh, you can go find the turtles. Like you just run around the buildings and they're all tied up and you just collect them.
Now, see, that was something even now, until just now, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, my wife told me about that, and I'm like, yeah, now I, no.
Get
She's
the
like,
fuck outta
she goes,
here.
if you die, like I said, like say you're losing Raphael and he dies, and you lose Michelangelo dies, and you only have his Leah and Don. If you go around the towns and you luckily go into a building, they'll be tied up, and you just go on them,
No
and,
shit.
and then you rescue them, and then you can use them again.
Oh my god, I had no idea.
Yeah, so I didn't know that shit either until like fucking maybe 15 years ago. So
Wow.
yeah, but that game right there would definitely, you'll break that fucking controller. But
Oh,
I was a
yeah.
kid, so we didn't really have rage. I mean, I would smash my teddy bears or throw my figures around, something stupid. Not because it wasn't my system, it was my parents' system. But still, when I was a kid, you're like you just do one of these things, or you throw your pillow, or you see an action figure, you just throw them across the fucking room.
Now, I'll tell you another one. Was you going to say something?
Okay.
Another rage. I love this. I love them all. Don't get me wrong on this one. But God of War 2 had me raging for a while where I was stuck on this one. It was a puzzle. It was a puzzle I was stuck on. And I literally put it down for like 6 months because I finally had fed up of day after day just doing nothing but I wasn't fighting enemies or no enemies around. I was just trying to figure out this godforsaken puzzle. And finally, it was like by luck of miracle, I think it was a lucky accident that I did something and I figured it out. I'm like, are you kidding me? All this time being pissed off that I could not figure that shit out and it was just that simple.
Yeah.
That's the part that made me the angriest is the fact that it was so simple.
Exactly. Yeah, you get those things. But before I tell you my number one game, remember the time when I got rage ever playing Blitz?
Yes, I do.
This is going to be an example of how durable the fucking 64 cartridges was.
Yes.
I was obviously in my parents' house. CJ came over and we started playing Blitz. Now the thing is that you can put cheats in them, but you had like fucking 3 seconds to put as many cheats in there. They give you a big head, maximum turbo, run fast, all this bullshit.
Yep.
We're playing. CJ knocked like 3 of them in the thing. I got 1, but he already had full turbo, all this stuff. I couldn't fucking win because he had all the cheats in there. Now the thing is, I'm not mad at him. I'm mad at myself because I can't win. So basically, this is more of a rage quit and rage as well because I
All
guess
at the same time.
I just got up. I threw the controller on the bed. I got up, went to the system, ripped out the cartridge.
We're not even turning it off.
Nope,
First off.
just ripped it out of the system. The TV was still on. The game just froze. So the pictures just stayed in one spot. And I took that damn cartridge and I threw it across the room.
And hit a damn wall.
Hit the wall. And then I walked over there, grabbed it up, and like shook it. And I hear nothing. I'm like, probably still works. Put it back in the system.
I remember the crease at the side kind of came apart. We just snapped that back.
Oh
in.
yeah, and then we put it back in the system, hit restart, and it worked. But yeah, that one I was just pissed, like, because we were playing a couple games, like, time. I just could not win. I mean, you put the cheats in. Like I said, I wasn't mad at you, just like mad at myself because you didn't have enough time to put all the cheats in.
It's like you knew the cheat, but it was like
your hands started kind of cramping up, and you know, so
you got finger tied as you were trying to do it.
I think that's like I think that's the only time I actually like really took something of a game, not to control it, but the sister just ripped it out, and just boom.
And I was sitting there, I'm like, I was just like stunned. I'm like, are you okay, bro?
But one of the games that, you know, number one, you know, is one of my favorite games of all time, Legend of Zelda, but Majora's Mask. Let me tell you about that fucking game, dude. Once you beat all the dungeons, once you collected all the fucking 24 masks that you need to get, you know, finally, or 23 masks to finally get Fierce Deity mask.
Yeah. You
have to go, at the very end of the game, you go inside the moon.
Yeah.
You go inside the moon, there's a bunch of kids playing. And they're like, let's play. You don't have to talk to all because there's 5 of them. There's one wearing Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
And then the other 4 were the kids, but they're all wearing the mask that you collected from each dungeon.
Yes.
So you have to play through all of them. You play the first one that has one mask. It's basically through the same dungeon where you're as a Dooku.
Okay,
you know?
yeah.
So you do, you know, you give him 3 masks or whatever. I forgot. You give him so many masks. He goes, hey, give me a mask.
It's been a while.
He's like, give me a mask. You give him a mask. You give him another mask. And he goes, okay, time to play. So you do that last challenge. And then you go over to one of them. Then your actual Link. You play, you know, you give him so many masks. He goes, okay, let's play. Then you go over to the Zora. You know, you give them all the masks. You play. That's easy stuff because the Dooku was easy. The fish one was very easy because you just like kind of going through a tunnel and you have to pick like left or right.
Oh, yeah.
So you pick the right ones, you're good, you know. Link was another easy one. You go in there, you open a chest, you have to pick left or right. Goron, dude, I tell you, you have to sit there and ball up into a ball.
Yes.
And go down these fucking things that has, you know, you got the bridge or you got the cliff like this big. And then at the very end, you got these boxes at an angle. You got to bounce off those, hit a ramp, go over, hit another. And one little angle can knock you off. You hit the ramp at the wrong angle, you get knocked. Dude, I tried that damn thing almost 20 plus times.
I believe it.
And I was getting pissed. I'm like, dude, I should get this down right now. You know, it's like I should be able to do this. This game came out for the 64, but till this day, it's still the hardest thing. So it's like, I was getting mad, and my wife was like, "Why don't you just calm down? Like, I got it this time." And I'm like, "This," and every time I did it,
yeah.
This is it. And I literally, I just like turn the system off, walk away, come back when I'm in a state of mind, try to get pissed off again.
Exactly.
And then there's like that one time where I just got it right, and then I stopped, and there's a shortcut in there. I'm like, good, it's working. And then I'm like, I'm not doing this shit no more. I am not playing this game again with this because fuck that. That was the only time where I just get pissed.
I do have a story for that same game. Not that particular one. I think when you first get it and you have to do that race inside the mountain where they're
That's another one too.
I had the most...
To get the gold dust.
Yes.
That's another one. That race with him because... You're like fucking doing this damn thing, and and you hit a tree, you stop, and then just to build up more momentum. Yeah. Sorry about that. She just barks at certain these stupid things, but so you hit a tree or you hit somebody, you get knocked on your ass.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you need power to get that, you know, speed. And if you have no more power, then you're just done. And then you just roll as a... Yeah, that was dude, trust me. Trust me, man. It's a pain in the ass to get that fucking board done.
Because I tell you right now, it's like... And here the thing is, I went on YouTube because I beat this game years later, like on an emulator. That was the first time I did it. And I was so pissed at this shit. So I went on YouTube and I was like, how do you do this?
There's really
and the fact... No, there is. There's a guide on it. And they have I think they're called... Zelda Dungeon or something like that.
Oh, yeah. I know that.
And they're so good at it. And what made it even worse for me for the fact that he just did it in one shot, with flawless effort, and I'm like, I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you do that?
Yeah, it was that fucking race pissed me off too. Pissed me off. And like I said, there's other games out there too that you fucking do. Like even to this day, you play PS5, you play the Switch, you play Xbox or PC. There's just that one part where you're just like, come on, man.
I'll tell you another one for me when it came to a game that fucking infuriated me. And I love these games too. The Arkham games. I think it was Arkham City. And a lot of people hate this one. So you're probably gonna feel what I'm saying here. The the riddle trophies, or the actual riddles where you take like it's almost like a snapshot of like you scan it basically. It just sounds like a little snap. And I was trying for the life to try. It was, you see on the map. If you find these certain maps, you'll see where the location of the riddle is, and it could be above, it could be below you, it could be in the general area where you're at, and you don't know. So you're having to look everywhere in the vicinity, and you're like, where the fuck is this riddle? And it's
there's a lot of games that has that where you're in somewhere and you don't know if it's above you or it's just like you walk there. I'm like, I'm here. Where is it at?
Exactly.
Also, to a game I'm recently put on my channel. I already beat it in the past, but I'm just doing some challenges. Is Stellar Blade.
Okay.
And it's the boss battles or challenges. And trust me, dude, it's like they line you up to do stuff like to do parries and all this stuff. But you're just like, you don't get that on the right time, the parry, that right moment. They're just gonna not, and your health just goes, and it's like, and then you get back up, try to heal yourself. They just come back and hit you. I'm like,
yep.
Oh, come on! Just like that could be, been trying to do that, and it's like it's pissing me off. I remember playing The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, okay.
I got so far, and then got all the way to the last, to Ganon. He was a bitch.
Yes.
Like I didn't even fucking finish the game. I did not finish the game because like his life is here, and then it goes all the way down, and then he's like transformed to another thing, right? Then his life goes right, and then you get him all the way down. Which the second phase I never fucking did, and then like I'm like fuck this game, I'm done. I'm like. I traded both Wind Waker, or not Wind, Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. I'm like, I'm not going to play these games again.
Yeah.
I probably won't, but...
honestly, I tried playing it and I couldn't beat it.
Then I went on YouTube to see somebody beat him, right? And he was getting pissed off, but he finally beat the whole thing, right? So the second phase, again, is the same thing, right? His life. And then after you go to the third phase, then you just see his life just go...
And you're sitting there like...
I'm like... Oh, thank God. And he finally beat him, all this bullshit. He did perfect parries. I'm like, I can't fucking do this shit, man. And it's like, and then after that, Ganon turns into a dragon, busts through, and then you go on top of him or some shit. And then, like, you had to fight me. I'm like, oh my God, dude. I would have just, like, you know what? Thank God, because I would have broken Joy-Cons or whatever.
Yeah. And again, those things are fucking $80, man. But yeah, like I said, I never even made it that far in that game. And
you haven't even played like the first game, Breath of the Wild.
No,
this was Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, Tears of the Kingdom. Okay.
No, the first one, the first game was easy. Ganon was like a breeze, like you just boom, 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 and then whatever.
See, what irritated me the most about that game? I mean, the game looks good in every sense of the word. I just cannot get over swords breaking, or even like if you've got the damn Master Sword,
you can't use it.
It's like you'll have like a rest time when you've used up its limits. Yeah. And it's like I can't, and then you're running out of bows when you're defeating and trying to fight one of those.
Yeah, I mean arrows is one thing that you're gonna lose, but one thing about the arrows is like if you shoot them too far, you can go collect them.
Yeah,
but your bow will finally just break.
See, that's what was irritating.
And that's another thing too, which I got really pissed off, is because I had the cards. I didn't. I'm not gonna go collect all the fucking Amiibos for all that stuff. But I went on eBay and just bought all the NFC cards.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I started scanning all the stuff in. So when I got like the Fierce Deity Link outfit, And then I got the sword. It's like, man, I want to use this sword, but I already know
It's gonna bust.
So I just put on my damn trophy thing in Link's house. I'm like, yeah, it's cool.
It's there,
but
I can't use it.
That sword should never fucking break, because it's like, yes, it's in a Amiibo form. It's like it's a prize. It should not fucking break.
Yeah.
You know, the little shit swords you get outside, or obviously that stuff is gonna break.
Like if you get the sticks as your sword for a little bit, I get the stick breaking, but it's like
what they should have done in that game, to not get people pissed off, is like what they do in Dead Island 2. Let the sword get down to damage, and then go find a repair shop and then repair it.
See, that would have been all right.
But
it's like once the shit is broken, it's like it's gone.
Well, that's another thing too. That right there in Dead Island 2, the fucking one boss that I got really pissed off, dude. I came nearly to punch my fucking TV. Was that stupid boss that was on the pier?
Yeah.
Dude, I swear to God, dude, it took me like fucking 15. I'm like, dude, this guy sucks.
I know what you mean, bro.
I got it to my TV one time, like, just die. Was he a clown?
I don't. No. He wasn't a clown.
I thought he was a clown. I swear I thought he was a clown. I don't know why, because I remember going to the TV and just said, just die, clown. I don't know.
You probably just did that at a Happy Gilmore when he busted that clown nose in the movie.
Yeah, but I swear to God, there was a clown, because it was like the pier, and I thought it was like a little carnival type theme. Because I don't know, I remember, but I just remember yelling at the TV. It's like that game got me pissed off, and then the reason why.
Which Dead Island are you talking about?
The second one.
Oh, the second one. See,
I said when you go to the pier.
Yeah, remember I'm just now playing it, so I didn't know.
But yeah, like the pier, it's like, dude, I just want to like fucking yell at it, and it's like, but there's games where it's just like, I get so pissed off. But moving on to the other part I want to talk about is rage quitting, where you like more like online games, but there are times where like, okay, like say you're playing Call of Duty. Now, do you guys rage rage quit? Not I'm not talking about destroying your games or anything, but you're in a lobby of like say Call of Duty, and your team's losing, and you just like leave the lobby.
Yeah.
That would be, because people like asking me like, well, what's the difference? I'm like, well, gamer rage is basically where you're still
you're still at it, and you just keep going, and you're getting more and more angry.
Rage quitting, or people call it like ninja quit or whatever, is like you're in a game, if you're playing like any online game like DC Online and stuff like that, and you're in a mission with people, and then all of a sudden most people would like disconnect their internet.
Oh yeah.
And basically just like kind of quit, but towards all your whole people, they're like, oh, you're still here. You're like, I'm gone. But that would be like where you're playing an online game, and then all of a sudden you just like, fuck it, I'm leaving the lobby.
You're like, I'm out. Peace out.
I did that a bunch of times where but now if you started Call of Duty where you just jump into a game and then you're already going to lose because you're not having to start the fresh game.
Yeah.
That I don't do. But if you started 0-0 and you guys go out and you're just losing, I'm like, fuck this. I did that many a times.
I don't think I've ever done it on Call of Duty. I mean, there's been times where, the team is losing right from the start. And a lot of times, even though my team loses, I look at myself, I'm like, you know what? I didn't do too bad for my own stats of my own characters. So I was like, but I don't think I've ever done it. I've been pissed, but I don't think I've ever rage quit on Call of Duty.
Oh, I have. Lots of times. I'll be in there, and it's just like, the other team just, camping a lot. Fuck this, I'm out of here. I just leave. I don't even play the full game, because if that's how it's going to be, fuck you guys, I'm leaving. I'll go find a new lobby. Start playing another lobby, the same thing happens, I'll just leave.
When it comes to that, when you mention campers, oh my God, those are the worst, if you ask me.
That's why I don't play Call of Duty a whole lot. Just like any, even like sometimes where like, I would classify when you play a game, you get so pissed off that you don't have to play that game for like months.
Oh yeah. And they're literally schooling your ass, and you're like,
well, not just like online games. I'm talking like story mode games.
Oh, even story mode. Okay.
Yeah. There are times where like I did that for like Ghost of Tsushima. I got so far, and it's just like they were just whooping my ass every time I do my sword, trying to do a perfect parry, whatever, just fucking killing me. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I haven't played a game for like a month, and I'm like, you know what? Finally, let me get back into it.
See, I kind of did the same thing with which is on my channel now, Donkey Kong Country. I just recently played it after like almost a year of not playing it. And I'm sitting there playing it for you guys, and I'm like, oh my god. And I think I said it a few times during my gameplay and that. I'm like, this does not feel the same way it did when I was a kid. I used to just walk through that game with no hesitation, hardly any problems, and I'm like dying. I'm like,
Yep.
come on.
Yep.
Give me a break, game. And what was the worst? It was like, I think it was 2 different types of levels that was the absolute worst. It was the first level where you ride on that train thing. I died, and that was in the first episode that I did. And I died so many times I literally had to cut out a lot of the deaths in there.
I do that too for mine, because it's like you just die and just like, you know what? I don't need you to see you guys watching all this stuff.
It's just watching me die over and over
Yeah,
again.
yeah. But have you ever played a game where you just got to a point and you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm never going to touch this game for a while.
Yes. And like I said, that was actually one thing I actually said when I mentioned God of War 2. I was like, I didn't play for like 6 months because I was so pissed about it.
You're like, fuck it. Done.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Can't do it, man. Can't do it.
Oh. So yeah, I've done that.
But yeah, so gamer rage is basically when you just get pissed off and you like I said, you're destroying, whatever. Because I mean, I see people like they're like talking, they're like put holes in their walls.
That's insane. I mean, you're literally destroying your own property.
I mean, my wife would sit there and goes, "This is all staged." I don't know. I really don't know.
Honestly, this is my theory on this one. I think some of it is staged, and I think some of it's real. Because we both know, as gamers, raging is going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're going to get so damn fear. I mean, like I said, for me, it wasn't on camera. I mean, I literally broke that 64
I remember when we had the PC, and I remember like when we got a couple games for the PC, and this is like when the first, this is like 2000s.
Okay.
And there were certain games that I got for the PC, and like, back then PCs are going, freeze a lot.
Yes.
Because most of the games are just whatever. You didn't have graphics and all this stuff.
Yeah, I remember.
So I remember playing like The Sims, and I remember playing like Roller Coaster Tycoon. And there's some times where like you just load up the game and it doesn't save or something happens.
That was the worst.
And it's like, yeah, you load up a game, and I remember getting so pissed off, I would just like start beating the shit out of the tower. Not the monitor, not the keyboard, not the mouse. I was just like, come on, man, like load up or something,
See, that was actually one thing you could actually do that back then, where you can like violence on technology, and it actually made it work.
I mean, I sat there sometimes, like I put a CD in there, and it would just run, try to load up. I'm like, I was just punch the damn thing, man. I'm like pissed off. Like, come on, trying to take this long this time. Like what? Yesterday you loaded up in like less than a minute. Now you're like taking like 10 minutes. Like, come on.
It's like, what was the difference between yesterday and today? Come on.
So yeah, I wouldn't beat the monitor. I would punch the tower. Just like, come on. Not the monitor.
For real, right?
But yeah, so that was back in the day. Like I said, I didn't break it. I just punched it.
Like, just hard enough to like, hey, wake up.
But yeah, I mean, I see some people that like they take the keyboard and just like.
And I've seen it. Like, you're just like the keys just flying everywhere. I don't know if this one. I think this one was staged, but if it wasn't, this dude needs to go seek help. Dude had a goddamn samurai sword. He had a katana, and he gets up and he takes it right off the wall because it's right next to him. His monitor just cuts that thing almost all the way and it stopped like halfway down the monitor. I'm like, dude,
and I see
seek help.
And I see some videos where people get so pissed off and then they hit their TV and then like they're so mad and then they break their monitor. They're like, it hits and they're like, oh shit. It's like they're not mad no more, but then it's like they're like, oh
but
shit.
See, they're mad, but mad differently now.
Well, I think they're in shock.
They're in shock.
It's like, what do you think is going to happen when you beat your damn thing?
There was this one that I saw. I think it's a meme where you see this dude. He's got a laptop up and he punches it so hard, and I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
I'm like, what did you watch on there that upset you so badly?
Hey, And then I remember watching this one. I think it was a PS3, or maybe it was a PC. But I guess his girlfriend got pissed at him that he's not paying any attention to her.
I've seen these.
He got up. He had like, I'm talking probably in a whole. He had years in work and progress into one of his online games.
Yes.
I think it was WoW.
Okay.
So you know how people have like, I got 300 hours. Well, in WoW, those people have like years, like 10, 15 years invested into like multiple characters. So I think he got up and he went to the bathroom. And his girlfriend comes over, looks in the camera. She goes, all right, see how you like about this. And then she goes into his thing, logs out, and deletes all his characters. And then she walks away. He sits back down. He's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? He's shaking his mouth. I was like, holy shit, dude. She deletes every single character off of his account.
I'm sorry. If once I found out, I'd be like, out the door. Now!
Dude, I was sitting there going, I don't know if that's staged or what, because
But it's weird, funny you say that, because I've seen in recent, in the past, like within last year and a couple years, I've seen some very similar things that guys' girlfriends are doing very, like a guy, their boyfriend would be playing online, and all of a sudden just like, bloop, just unplug the thing right in mid-play.
Oh. I see.
And he's on chat and everything.
I see where, like I said,
why?
I know some stuff can be staged, but then it's like, why would you want to sit there and do that? Because the fact is, like, are you trying to do this to get views? Because if you are, then you must have more money. Because I saw this one guy, like, a girlfriend took the PS5 and threw it in a pool.
I've seen that.
It's like, okay, if you are trying to do this to get, you must have like 2 PlayStations, and then like, why would you want to ruin a perfect? I mean, could it be a PSL shell?
Yeah.
I mean, could it have been like that, or I don't know. But I mean, if it was real, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? But
see, I seen a similar video to that, very similar, except this time it was the guy's girlfriend, and it was a PS5. Again, I don't know if it's just a shell of it, and I don't know if it's staged, but he's like on the bed, and she takes the PlayStation 5, and she's got a bucket of water. No, take that back. No, she had a hammer. I had 2 different videos mixed up. She had a hammer and just started bashing the crowd. He was like, stop! And I'm like, no way.
Like, well, what you saying, man, if he could have been a shell, or I don't know, because I mean, if the camera was such a good thing and saw the PS5 hooked up to the TV, and if she just like unhooked it, and the TV went blank, and then did it.
It took place in their bedroom, so I think the PlayStation was in their living room. And I think she just took it into the bedroom and was taunting her, and then she started bashing it. So I didn't see no TV in this clip that I saw.
But was you see any parts fly out of the system, or just like, I mean, did you see like the memory board or anything, or just?
I saw just because the camera was from like I don't know, from like here to your TV here. It was from like that kind of distance where the camera was. It was kind of a distance, but you can see it was a PlayStation 5. You can tell it was, and you can see pieces of it flying off.
Like I said, some of the stuff, I don't know if you, but like I said, certain things you could tell that's like, okay, these guys, they're getting really pissed off at things, and then certain things is like, you guys doing stage, but some of them I'm not going to find out like, okay, this really is really raging out.
Some you can really tell if they're staged, and there's some you can really tell that they're not.
Yeah. And the ones that are not, you can probably do tell, but still it's like, these guys are raging out for certain things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'll be watching people play gameplays. Like I said, Trevin and Dashy. It's like you could tell these guys are really trying their best to play, especially Dashy, man. He'd be playing Mario Maker.
Oh, yeah.
And like he would just sit there and do something, and he's just like, what the fuck, man? It's like, dude, you just...
And here's the thing. I've been watching Dashy for a while, and when he was posting Mario Makers every Monday at one point. If you're Dashy fans, you know what I'm talking about. And I was watching it every Monday just to see him play and maybe rage out a little bit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and like I said, he's trying his best to play some of these damn boards. He's not like
He does. I mean, he gives everything.
He's not sitting there and like trying to do it for fun. He's like really. I mean, you could tell he's trying because then his reactions are going. So he's really trying. So when he rages out, he's trust me. That's the reason why I don't really play a whole lot of Mario Maker. Because some of those boards, I'm like, I'll be playing when I had Mario Maker for the Wii U. I'll be playing some of these boards. I'm like, person like, oh, I've done it in 1 minute and 10 seconds. And I'm like, how the fuck you guys do this shit?
Exactly. That's exactly what I say.
And then some of these people are just so damn good at, how they run Mario, they jump, they twirl, blah, blah, and do all the wall jump and shit.
These people, I swear to you, these guys are fucking wizards. It's like, and while I'm bringing that up, the same thing with Mario 64. That backwards glitch jump, I don't know if you've heard of that, but I've seen some speedrunners do this, and they don't have to get a single star in order to go right to the final Bowser and fight him.
That's a different story.
I know that, but that's what I mean. It's like those guys that do even Mario Maker, I just call them wizards, because how do you do shit like that?
Well, they're not really playing the game. They're just I don't even watch those guys because speed racers, that's not my thing. It's like play the game normally. Don't even try to fucking cheat the system.
I'll tell you, the only reason I watch it is to get tips. Maybe I can get tips of like learning how to do something, make the game a little bit funner for me.
Yeah,
but that's it.
They're just cheating the system, and I don't.
Oh, definitely. That's exactly what they're doing.
I don't. Because by that point, by doing that, you're not even enjoying the game.
Yeah.
You're not having fun. You're not doing nothing. You're not even getting the story. You're just trying to. Those people, right? I don't care. If you're one of those people, good for you. Me, I want to enjoy the story. I want to try to at least get.
Oh, I'm the same.
Full 20, 30, 70 hours in the game. If I'm putting $70 down, I want to get 70 hours. I want to be like, well, I paid $70 and I beat the game in 3 minutes. What do you fucking do? Because then you're bored.
Yeah.
Because I remember when you're talking about speed tips. I remember people like playing Breath of the Wild when it first came out. Like, as soon as you awake and get 3 stars, people are like, well, I'm going to go straight to Ganon and beat him.
No way.
Yeah. So what's the point? What's the point of playing a game and trying to...
It's the same thing I saw in Ocarina of Time, too.
Well, that'd be...
That's another topic.
That's another topic, different fucking story. I'm talking about, like, getting pissed off in games, you know? The games, like you said, racing games, I stopped playing them.
Yeah, honestly, I think the only racing game that I actually still play to this day is Mario Kart.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
I don't play.
I think the last game I had on my channel was Rave Race, and I'm very surprised I actually beat that. I haven't played that game in a long ass time because that game right there would get me so pissed off too, because the buoys, and once you pass the buoys on the wrong side, you lose the game, and trust me, you have to be first.
Oh, that one's like that too? Shut up, man.
Yeah.
God, what was the 64's problem, Nintendo's problem at that time, where you, in a racing game, you literally had to be first place in order to pass the level?
Another game that got when you got pissed off is Shadows of the Empire, when you were fucking on the bike.
Yes.
Because you would go so fast, and then you hit a wall and you die.
Boom, you're dead.
Or you'll miss a turn, you'll go backwards, or you miss a wall and then you get stuck and you do one of these things, dude. Like I have that on my channel, and then once I got to that point, I'm like, I'm done, because I know I'm gonna be on here for fucking, and you have to be there first.
Yeah, that speeder level is.
And the thing is, you gotta do it twice, right?
Yeah, I think there's another one.
Fuck that. That's what I said. After I have it on my channel, it's an emulator. But once I knew that was the next board, I stopped it. I even said in there, like, I already know, done, because I know I'm gonna be fucking pissed. I'll probably break a controller, because trust me.
And you don't want to break these controllers now.
Well, that was I had my I was using a controller hooked up to my PC. It was a USB thing, but still, that was like, I'm not breaking a controller, because trust me, that one would get me frustrated.
Yeah. And I think in Shadows of the Empire, I think there was it was a boss fight. It was IG-88.
He's easy.
when I first did it, he whooped my ass several times.
Boba Fett was the hardest one, I think, because he just kept
Honestly?
flying. He just kept flying around and shit.
To me, Boba Fett was more time consuming than frustrating to me.
Because once you had to fight Boba Fett, he was a pain in the ass because he just keeps bouncing around
Yeah,
and shit. But once he got into the ship, it's easy. You just go behind it.
Yeah,
'Cause
the ship was definitely
he moves so slow. You can just go behind it. That was it.
And then there was the not the boss itself, and I think there was where you had to go into this one area. It was like you were like in tunnels, so a lot of tunnels in this one level. It was dark. It was kind of dark.
We're in the sewers.
No, it wasn't the sewers. It was actually a few levels after that. I think it was the the last level before you do the actual last one. Mm-hmm. It was that one where I forgot what the boss was. To be honest, it's been that long. The boss, again, for him, he was more time consuming, but the level itself, I kept getting lost in. I kept making wrong turns, had to backtrack, and every time you had to backtrack, the damn enemies would spawn again, and it's like, get out of here.
It was probably more easier than the fucking race.
Definitely, I agree with that.
Just like I said, racing games. I stopped playing them. Like I think your brother had, he downloaded the Star Wars Racer for the Switch.
Oh my god!
And
Yes.
he goes, hey man, you want to play? I'm like, no, that game fucking sucked on
Yeah.
64, and it sucked now.
I remember playing that with you.
It sucked in the arcade. It sucks now.
I remember playing that the first time with you at your place, and you warned me right off the bat. You're like, "This is not easy." I'm like, "All
Did
right."
I buy it or did we rent it from Blockbuster?
I think you rented it.
Yeah, I don't think I ever want to own that game.
Yeah, I think you, and it was a good thing you did rent it because
it was just
you would have.
Dude, the board was such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's like you could
the whole boards, the game, the mechanics, just waiting for somebody to fucking take that damn cartridge and put it in the oven or something, blow it up.
But yeah, racing games is probably the worst raging I've ever done in any kind of game, aside from doing that brutal difficulty on Uncharted. But racing games, even Mario Kart sometimes can be very frustrating because
the neuro stuff can be frustrating.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because you're in first place and all of a sudden a lightning hits you and you're like...
I mean, now on the Mario Kart, what really pisses me off is Rainbow Road boards.
Oh, yeah.
I hate them. The one for 64 is easy because it has got fucking guardrails so you can't fucking fall off.
Yeah. And a lot of people confuse that level. If you ask someone, they say no, that it has no rails. And it was actually the original Super Nintendo Rainbow Road that did not have rails.
No.
Look it up.
Yep, they just... Yep, 64 had rails. And then I think that was the only one that had, but yeah... When it comes to Mario Kart, dude, there's days where I fucking just wanted to beat the shit out of the controller, but guess what? Don't want to.
I'll tell you another great track that pisses me off, which is the Ghost track.
And the newer one or the old one?
Both.
Oh, they mean the Booze Boardwalk?
Yes.
Oh, fuck that.
Both of them.
The one in the new game.
Screw them tracks.
The one in the new one, I think it's called Booze Lake.
Yeah.
I can dominate that. That's easy.
And we played it the day it came out.
I fucking dominated that shit.
And I was last place.
I was in first place, second place, somewhere right there. But that board is easy. Now, the Boardwalk one, dude.
Yeah, screw that crap.
Dude, fuck that.
Yeah. I was like, right here. To that.
But yeah, there's a lot of games that I can fucking, go fucking pissed off and tell the game to go fuck yourselves.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of Sega games out there, like Earthworm Jim.
Earthworm Jim.
Earthworm Jim's another one that can just really make your boy, blood boil.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. I know one specifically. Actually, the races through the tube. You're racing that one guy, and after each level.
I don't think I ever beaten that game.
Honestly, I don't think I did either.
I think the only... Oh, wait, you do race him because you're on your little jetpack, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember those, but the more
you get further, he gets harder and harder.
The one I really do hate is when you're in the fucking underwater and you got you're in a little glass submarine. Every time you
yes.
dip something, it cracks.
And more.
And then once the water... I'm like, oh, God.
Even with the Switch... With the rewind function, it's still a pain in the ass. That's probably another game. That particular level, I compare that level to the damn level of the NES Turtles.
Turtles,
I
yeah.
compare it to that. It's that frustrating.
Oh yeah. Like I said, there's
And
games.
then the other one, if you ever get past that in Earthworm
It
Jim,
gets harder.
It only gets harder. And then you get to this escort mission where he doesn't jump, he just kind of skips along, and you have to whip him to make him jump.
That
And it's like you get finger tied when you're trying to
That's
fight everyone,
right.
and you're trying to make sure he gets there safely. And
He's like a little dog, right?
Yes!
And he's just kind of dancing around, and you just gotta
It's
whip
like,
him because he doesn't jump. You have to whip him.
I think that was the level I actually quit on, and I don't think I've ever passed that level.
I remember that. That's right.
I don't think I've ever passed it.
Terrors in my head.
You ain't kidding, bro.
Oh man. Like I said, there's so many games out there that we probably like.
Contra. Contra. That's another fucking hard game right there.
Oh god, dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
The PTSD, right?
Oh god, those games, man. Contra. Oh, I don't think I've ever beaten a single Contra game.
I've beaten the one, but I did the Toonami code where I had over 100 lives, and I was able to do it like that.
God, Contra, dude. Talk about game raging fuel right there, man.
You ain't joking.
And the thing is like what really those games is like there's so many, but the main part is like back on the Nintendo, the Sega, the Super Nintendo.
Those are some of the most hardest games out there.
The thing is, we really just want to.
I think I know where you're going.
Is when you have a jump and you jump, but you don't see what's on the other side, and then an enemy just comes right at you and it knocks you down the hole. Or you jump and they're right there and they're shooting at your ass.
Yeah, right off the bat. You're like, I'm like, I can't even shoot. I don't even know what I'm shooting at.
When you get one of those little footballs or power-ups, you finally get that, and then all of a sudden the next thing it hits you and you die and you lose it.
Yeah, that quick. And it'd be a good power-up too. You're like, were you able to mop the floor with them, and then all of a sudden
I was
you
trying
just got caught.
I was trying to get the spread.
One more other fuel raging game, and I know you will agree with me on Battletoads. You know which level I'm talking about too.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. Just
all of them are hard, but those ones where the levels you're on the speeder bikes
and you don't know where and you just
exactly
and you just go so fast you jump and then the arrow and then just
yep.
Oh god, Battletoads. Oh god.
And PTSD is kicking in, bro.
Oh, dude, you're kicking all these damn shits, man. Shit. I can go for days for some games that you like, dude.
I know.
I've never beat like Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
I was just getting ready to say that,
dude. Between me and you and your brother, we never beaten that game.
No, and we all three tried.
And I remember, like, I actually Googled it. I think there's like 255 boards.
Get out of here! You serious?
Something like that. I don't know. Something stupid out there.
God, that's insane.
So I don't know how many boards were in there, but it was like maybe 155. I don't know. I have to Google it or something like that. But I'll put a little text in here when I get the right number. But
I actually got one more game. It's very difficult, but I have beaten it, and it's gotten me to rage quite a few times, and that's R-Type.
R-Type.
Because you're fighting, and you just got, and sometimes you don't even see these little beams of laser coming at you. They're tiny, and they just nail you right off the bat.
Yeah, I got two games that I beaten on the NES. One is almost like R-Type. It's called...
I think you told me about this before, but I can't remember the name.
Oh, fuck. I know one of them. Why is it? It's kicking me. But first I'm going to say is Cobra Triangle.
Oh, okay.
You're a little boat. And then you just kind of go through the water and stuff like that, and you shoot. And
I've never played it, but I've seen gameplay.
And then there's another part in there that's really pissed me off because you start up here and there's a little triangle, and it's got 9 fucking people in the water like this, and you gotta come down here, you gotta grab one. Or no, you don't gotta grab one, but you gotta sit there, and then all of a sudden these other little boats come in there and grab them and do this, and you have like 5 minutes to sit there and keep them all in there. So once the boat come in your square and grab a survivor, and you blow the boat up, he's sitting there slowly going to your safe spot. But once all your people done.
See, I'm sitting here mentioning a lot of these classic, really difficult games.
Because they are.
You know what? I just thought of this one. I can't believe it.
Oh, now I'm going to say what you said about the R-Type one. It's called Life Force.
Oh, yeah, that's the one you told me about it.
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo!
I saw gameplay of that, and I was like, you're right. I was like, that is a lot like R-Type.
We've beaten it, but I mean, and the thing, back in the day, some of these games didn't have passwords.
Nope.
No save spots.
You had to beat them right then and there.
So basically, if you were like playing it and you're like on the 5th level and your mom's like, you gotta go to school, you turn it off, you gotta start all over.
Well, see, that's where we got clever. We paused the game, turned the TV off.
Could do that, but you never know, you might lose power or something.
Exactly, but I still did it anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, some of those games, like I said, back in the day, it was more fucking fuel of rage than today.
Super Ghouls and Ghosts, or actually any of the Ghouls and Ghosts.
Never really played them all the way through.
I have. And honestly, it is a little bit easier when the Switch, when you have the rewind function. It is easier with that, but it is still very difficult in itself.
Another game too, even with, like you said, the rewind, was Sonic Spinball.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because trust me,
I tried playing that. I think it was like maybe 5-6 months ago. Because I think you
just trying
played
to,
it.
and yeah, I played it, and the thing is, trying to like, boom, boom, and just, dude, it's just like, come on, you hit something, and he flies off somewhere else. You're like, oh
So
god.
after you told me you played it, you're like it's hard. I'm like, all right. I want to because I never played it up until that point. So that was my first time. It was on my Switch, and I'm like, he's right. This is pissing me off.
Exactly.
It's like I'm trying to get it to go this way, and he's like going the opposite direction. I'm like, ugh.
Yep. Like I said, some of those games out there, old ones, are like they pissing me off. That's why when they had a remake of the Contra,
Yeah.
I played the demo.
So did I.
I'm like, this is fun. But am I want to sit there and pay the money for this and get pissed off and then break a controller or break my TV?
Nope.
Exactly.
Not in a million lifetimes. But you're right, because the demo was free. Played around a little bit, get your fill of playing Contra a little bit, have fun. Don't need a full game for that.
No. And trust me, there's probably be other games coming out that's going to buy or play
Oh, yeah.
that I'm waiting to come, get for the PS5 or whatever and play them like, what was the game I just saw somebody play a demo of, Deliver at All Costs?
Yeah. You showed me
The trailer. Yeah, well, some YouTubers have it early access for a demo and stuff like that on Steam.
Yeah.
On Steam, you can, play the demo. And I'm like, some of those things in there, I'm like, oh my God, I'm already feeling.
You already know you're going to rage on
like,
this.
there's things in there, I'm like, oh my God, this game's going to have me pissed off, man.
It's crazy. So you can tell now, especially now, you can look at a game, you're like, just like you were looking at it, you're like, yeah, I can see myself getting very pissed off at this.
Yep.
And that's when you gotta ask yourself, do I really want to pay money for this?
I mean, you want to play, but there's going to be that part where in there you're just like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Fuck this.
But yeah, a lot of those games I mentioned just straight rage fuel over my years of playing games.
Exactly. Anyways, guys, that is it for this video.
I think we raged enough.
Yeah, thank you for watching and CJ bringing back old memories of fucking games raging out and shit. Thank you, and I'm having nightmares.
And PTSD, man.
But yeah, so catch you guys in the next video. Don't forget, growing up is blowing up, and hope to see you guys in the next video. Please remember, comment down below what topics you guys want us to talk about, and also to what games are you raging out to.
I'm pretty sure there's some out there.
As always,